Hey there, SYTE. It's Trenton, and I'm sitting in our room. These are bug nets on the side, and there's a fan up top. It's an essential part of living here in Mombasa. It's quite hot. Not sure exactly what venue this is going to be seen at, and or how many people are going to view this. But did want to share a couple of thoughts as we've been in Kenya in Mombasa for the last few months. The first is that we miss you, and I miss you. Um, there's a sense in which when change happens, big change happens, and I guess moving to another continent is big. A lot of things are kind of thrown up in the air. A lot of unknowns, start to kind of creep in, and we've been around you guys for a long time. Some of you from the time you were little, before you were in SYTE, and saying goodbye was one of the harder things for us to do. We didn't know exactly how to do it well, and we probably messed up a lot of that, and wanted to say sorry for that. We do hope, though, and my hope and my prayer is that you do understand how difficult it was for us to leave, for me to step down, and um, for me to feel like God was calling us to a different work, at least for a time. Um, I think many times we choose to stay in places and to do things and continue things, um, and we can do that for a long time. And a lot of times God calls us to do that in different places. And so when we felt like God was calling us to Kenya, I think one of the challenges that we faced was in what to do with SYTE, and what to do with our friendships and our really our family, which is you guys. And one of the things I think that he impressed upon me and Eric as well, and the kids, was that the things that God provides, we need to steward, and we need to steward well. And though we love you guys with all that we have, I think if we were to be honest, you know, the difficulty in saying goodbye and moving on was probably more in not trusting that God would take care of the relationships that we already had, um, as well as take care of the theological training and education and equipping that we were able to participate in while we were there. And so, in a real, I think, tangible and somewhat difficult way, I think God was asking us to trust and entrust you to Him. And it was a big step for us, and for those of you that are there and plugging away and continuing to serve and work, and who have experience on your end, what it the separation and us moving on. Wanted to say that we're proud of you. It is tough to have change and change like this. One of the things that I would hope that you would continually push into is this idea that Jesus is the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. That people will come and go, relationships will, hopefully ours will remain, and just change in some ways, but that we follow a God who loves us and a God who walks with us no matter what. And for those of you that this has been and continues to be a difficult transition in time, I hope that that you would push into that truth, that that the hope that we have um, for SYTE and for each one of you is that the things that we impressed upon you, the things that we modeled and taught, and hopefully we did that well, would carry on in you guys building on that, and that would probably be the greatest thanks and appreciation and acknowledgement of our time there, that you continue to serve and love Jesus and bless others, even in our absence, and yeah, and answer God's call for your lives individually and as a community, because I think God is doing, has done, and will continue to do amazing works through people that are willing and available and open. And so proud of the way that you guys have taken it upon yourselves. Proud of the ways that you have worked through some of these issues, sought out counsel, and turned to God. And for those that it's still a process, I pray that you would continue to do that. Talk to us, talk to people, and yeah, and see where it is that God wants to challenge you and where you need to respond. And so, love you guys. I just wanted to say hi, and hopefully we can connect soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.